Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to ANF Plus. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. Thank you for watching, and we have a lot of weather to talk about. It's been a pretty warm weekend. In fact, abnormally warm, and just a handful of degrees away from record high temperatures today. We warmed it to the lower 80s. Record was 85, so we got close to it. Did not break that record. Nonetheless, an abnormally warm late October, almost early November weekend, but it will all come to a screeching halt as we get into the work week. We are tracking the strongest front of the season, and as late October standards go, this is a pretty strong cold front and a pretty stout push of colder air pushing into the United States. First alert, big changes are on the way. Colder air already spilling down the spine of the Rockies, the Intermountain West, the Colorado Rockies. Much of Colorado is seeing their first significant snow of the season, where they desperately need this winter moisture, even though technically it is fall, of course, in late October. Cold air now spilling down into Texas and Oklahoma, where they too have had a little bit of wintry weather, freezing rain, a little bit of ice. For us in North Georgia Metro Atlanta, no, we're not tracking any snow, not tracking any ice, but much colder weather is on the way here, and it's going to start to filter in tomorrow, and then we have a few first alerts. Halloween, November 1st, November 2nd. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a stretch of first alerts because we have a big change in temperature on the way. Also that risk of our first significant freezes of the winter. Gardeners, especially an impact to you, and just days in which it'll be cold, it'll be windy, and it is really going to be a stark contrast to what we have had the past many days. Really, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today, it has been pretty warm, but first alert, brisk weather is returning on Halloween, but we're going to start to even have some changes tomorrow. Let's talk about what's going on outside, and as I kind of gather my wits here and move on in the forecast, I want to remind you we are streaming across many platforms this evening. AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the First Alert weather app, the Atlanta News First app, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, many places. But if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, the platform to express those, to ask those questions, that's going to be YouTube. Just follow and like the Atlanta News First account if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, and I'll do my best to holler back. And again, you can always reach out to me on social media, and I'll do my best to answer back, as weather moves in, even on calm weather days. Sending hello to the to Sunset Avatar on YouTube, saying, yay, I love cold weather. Certainly a lot of it is on the way. Current temperatures right now, though, this evening, it's pretty mild. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s still at 8 p.m. in downtown Atlanta. Emory up in Druid Hill, 74. That thermometer, 73 in East Point. Even out in Hiram, typically a cooler thermometer, but right now you're 71. 70 in Covington, 73 at Beaufort Academy up in northern Gwinnett County, and Beaufort proper, 72. 66 Marietta, 68 in Dallas. So it's mild. Keep in mind, we should be in the lower 60s about this time of evening, this time of year. And in the hour-by-hour forecast, which is available in the First Alert weather app, a great tool to have, not only today, but especially as that temperature starts to drop tomorrow. You can get alerts to rain showers, could be a couple, moving into your area with this front, and on Tuesday behind the front as well. And then you can get a look at what the temperature is in your neighborhood and what it feels like with the wind factored in. That's going to be the issue here, and the most stark difference is going to be the wind chill. Yes, it's going to be cold. The average temperature is going to be in the 30s a couple mornings this week, but with the wind factored in, especially Wednesday morning, it's going to feel like the 20s, and we'll go community by community with that outlook into Wednesday morning here in just a moment. But if you're away from the TV during this kind of cold stretch this week, First Alert weather app is a great tool to have to get the current temperature and what it feels like with the wind factored in. Hour by hour this evening, none of the sort. It is mild outside. It remains mild. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s through midnight in the city of Atlanta. In fact, 2 a.m., still 67, so if you work the third shift, you're heading home early tomorrow morning. Mild stuff, probably don't need the light jacket. Few clouds out the door in the morning tomorrow. Could be some patchy fog, much like this morning. Temperature is 8 a.m. in the low to mid 60s. This morning we were in the lower 60s. I think tomorrow morning inside the perimeter, maybe a degree or two warmer. So a mild start and warming pretty quickly initially. Notice how at 9 a.m. we're back up to 67 in the city of Atlanta and quickly into the 70s thereafter. Now, outside of Atlanta, notice just a little bit cooler, upper 50s to near 60. Palmetto, down in South Fulton, 58. 58 in McDonough, 59 Redan, 59 Smyrna, Roswell, 60. Sugar Hill and Beaufort at 60. Kennesaw is at 60, so a mild start to our Monday. It's going to be hard to really fathom that there's going to be a big blast of cold air moving in, starting technically late tomorrow, because we're going to wake up to some very mild temperatures tomorrow morning. Though do notice the deeper greens and the blues on the map there, well north and west of the city of Atlanta. That's the leading edge of cooler air starting to approach the area as we get into tomorrow morning. Approach the area, but not yet into the area. So 50s, 60s, warmer than average out the door tomorrow morning. Sunset saying, wow, cold, and saying, I hope it snows this year. That's a hot topic. I've been doing some school visits here over the past couple of weeks and talking with other weather-interested folks in North Georgia. Everyone wants it to snow. Fingers crossed that will happen, but the story is, yes, we have El Nino, and yes, that traditionally and historically means cooler, wetter weather for North Georgia. Flying the ointment this year is that it could be a rather strong El Nino, and it may be just a very mild scenario. So yes, it may be stormier, but it may not align with the timing of any cold air that may be around. Again, that's neither here nor there. That's well into the future, but we are tracking our first winter storm for much of the Intermountain West and portions of the Southern Plains. But for us, no wintry weather. Just chillier weather, colder weather in the forecast. Sunset is laughing out loud. Yeah, I wish I could guarantee wintry weather, but that is just not the deal. Here's the hour by hour. We're going to start with a mix of sun and clouds. I think more sun than anything else out the door in the morning, though clouds will move in as we get into the afternoon. Notice that drop in temperature. And this is just for Atlanta. We'll take you beyond the city here in just a moment. 79 at 3 p.m., so pushing 80 again tomorrow. We were in the lower 80s today, but we will start to have some cooler air filter in, and the winds will shift to the northwest tomorrow afternoon and become a little gusty, even mid to late afternoon. So that'll kind of put the cap on the warm-up, and temperatures will either remain steady or start to fall. Notice we're back to 75 by 5 p.m. the drive home. Probably feeling just a little bit cooler by that point, especially the northwest side of the metro. And then by 10 p.m. we're back in the 50s, if not sooner. Now let's take you hour by hour and beyond the city of Atlanta. And this is a look at forecast temperature as well as cloud cover and any rain that may be developing. We'll start with this evening. Notice mostly clear, 60s and 70s forecast model. What a computer thinks the weather will be doing. Kind of hitting the nail on the head there this evening. As we get into the overnight hours, clouds do increase a bit. Here we are 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Still more sun than anything else. I think patchy fog, also possibility tomorrow morning. But look at that rain up in Tennessee and North Alabama. That is gradually shifting our way, though weakening. This is not a big rainmaker, but it will spread clouds and maybe a few sprinkles into our area. Here we are 2 p.m. Notice Blue Ridge is still in the 60s. 68 Calhoun, but 79 Atlanta at 2 p.m. 78 in Griffin, but 74 in Carrollton, 71 in Rome. So you get the idea. Northwest side going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow as this cool air starts to filter in. Here we are 4 p.m. Rome, back into the mid-60s. 59 Blue Ridge, 62 Ellijay, 70 Dallas, 78 in Atlanta. Again, from northwest to south and east, that cooler air is going to start to filter in. So if you live in Gilmer County, if you live in Fannin County, if you live in Chattooga County, Floyd County, Paulding County, Polk County, Cartersville area, Bartow County, Cherokee County, Cleburne County in Alabama, that northwest kind of third or so of the viewing area, it'll be a little cooler even tomorrow ahead of the real chill. It's going to start to cool down. Clouds increasing across the board. 7 p.m. in Atlanta, we're quickly back into the 60s. 52 Blue Ridge, 58 Calhoun, 54 Ellijay. The wind getting a little bit gusty by this point. Let's fast forward to Tuesday morning. There could be some sprinkles, light rain showers Tuesday. 20 to 30% chance of rain. Not everybody sees it, and it will be light, but a little bit of moisture around. A chance of sprinkles tomorrow evening, and then a slightly greater chance of sprinkles and very light rain showers on our Tuesday morning. Temperatures 40s to near 50, coolest north and northwest of metro Atlanta. Keep in mind, it'll be breezy to windy by this point, so it will feel even colder. And as we go through the day Tuesday, temperatures will struggle underneath lots of clouds to warm to 60 degrees. It'll struggle to get there most of the day, and in most communities, it'll stay cooler than 60 degrees. So you will already need that light jacket by our Tuesday afternoon into early evening. And then we clear out, and then the real cold air starts to filter in. So for trick-or-treating on Tuesday, it is going to be very chilly. Again, we'll bring you even further into the forecast here. Here we are at 7 p.m. Temperatures in the 40s Blue Ridge, 48 Ellijay, upper 40s, 50s for the metro. That's at 7 p.m. with a breeze blowing. So jackets for the students and the kiddos, and any trunk-or-treating going on, any school activities. A lot of times, being a Tuesday, there are at-school Halloween activities. Make sure you send your students, if they're going to school in a costume, with an extra layer, because it's going to be chilly, and certainly if you're trick-or-treating with your family, you will need that extra layer as well. Temperatures quickly back into the 40s and 50s after sunset Tuesday, and it'll feel colder with that wind factored in. Speaking of which, we're going to look at forecast wind chill here. So this is another forecast model, and what you're seeing here is the actual temperature, and then in that black box, what it is forecast to feel like with the wind factored in. So as we go through time here, the important time to watch is really going to be Tuesday. Again, here we are Tuesday morning. Notice how 8 a.m., it's in the 40s, and in most places it feels like it's in the 40s. You go up to Dalton, though, 43, feeling like 36. Blairsville, 42, feeling like 40. So some wind chills in the 30s there at Carrollton on up into the mountains, far west and northwest sides. And then, it will feel chilly with the breeze through Tuesday afternoon, but with temperatures and mostly in the 50s Tuesday afternoon. Not much of an actual wind chill, but it will be a little bit brisk out there. And then very quickly, the wind stays up and temperatures plummet Tuesday evening. So here we are, 11 p.m. Tuesday evening, wind chills in the 30s, actual temperatures in the 30s and 40s. And here's the really important time out the door on our Wednesday morning. And this is one of the colder of the models I have seen, but it's a possibility. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s across much of the area Wednesday morning, and with a gusty breeze factored in, it'll feel like it's in the low to mid 20s. That's what you need to dress for. So we're talking heavy winter coats for our Wednesday morning commute, Wednesday morning wait at the bus stop for your students, and Wednesday morning ride to school or any errands, anything you're doing Wednesday morning. You'll need a heavy winter coat. In Blairsville, Clayton, Blue Ridge, our mountain communities, upper 20s to near 30. Wind chills could be in the upper teens. So pretty stout front by late October and early November standards. In fact, for a winter front, even if this was December, this would be pretty chilly, let alone late October into early November. And the cold, if you don't like it, there is some good news. It's not going to stick around all that long. Halloween is that transition back to chillier weather, and then Wednesday, a morning freeze and just a cold day in general. I think the city escapes a freeze Wednesday morning, even closer to freezing conditions officially at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport Thursday morning. Even if the city itself, the city of Atlanta, doesn't record a freeze, there will be so many communities that hit 32 degrees or get colder than 32 both Wednesday and Thursday mornings. First time so far this season, even for the mountains. So just wanted to pass that along, give you the first alert, the heads up. Big change in temperature is on the way. Some of that cooler air filtering in as early as tomorrow evening. If you have dinner plans, trying to run after work tomorrow, that breeze is going to kick up. You'll feel the cooler air. Definitely feeling it. You'll need to change up the wardrobe Tuesday. First alert to that. And then first alert to cold air really settling in and some legitimate freeze. And in the mountain, hard freeze risks on Wednesday and Thursday mornings. Probably some frost as well on Friday morning, though starting to moderate or warm back up just a little bit. And the next weekend looks mighty nice with temperatures in the 70s. Again, back in the afternoon. Clyde saying Mother Nature at work. That is absolutely the case. Big changes, equal and opposite. We're trying to balance things out here. That is the purpose of weather, trying to keep that balance, that homeostasis around the world, and we're warm now, but we're about to snap back and get pretty chilly as we get into the new work week, so make sure you do have the winter gear. If you haven't pulled the heavy coat out of the closet just yet, it is a good idea to do just that. Reminder, we're going to be keeping you updated. The Atlanta News First app and in the First Alert Weather app, both great tools to have, especially for all the trick-or-treaters. On Tuesday, just search First Alert Weather. You can see it on my phone right there, or Atlanta News First in your app or Google Play Store. And there's the important number, 70, and it feels like 70. Those numbers will be much, much lower by Tuesday morning, definitely by Wednesday morning, kind of in a drastic example of how the weather can change pretty quickly this time of year. So make sure you're staying updated, and want to remind you, Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate, will be starting at 10 p.m. And then we're back on WANF, Atlanta News First, the late news at 11 p.m. tonight after our games and everything have wrapped up, hopefully going on time. And even if you do miss the late news, you can always get the forecast with the morning team tomorrow. Ella Dorsey and First Alert Meteorologist Rodney Harris, both of them will have you covered out the door in the morning as some of this cool air starts to work into North Georgia and the southeast. And we'll be keeping you updated. Have a wonderful last little bit of your Sunday evening. Stay warm and keep an eye on that forecast through the work week.